Forever. Dog.
When your first choice is a big old bus,
You turn around and boom, you end up with a sloppy seconds. Oh, diva. Our number is 213-536-9180. Our email is sloppysecondspod@gmail.com. Now, on with the show. Are you ready for some sloppy seconds, you stupid little fucks, you nasty little fucks, you dirty little fucks? I hope you're paying your taxes, you little fucks, because I know someone who isn't. I'm Meatball, and that's Big Dipper, and welcome to Sloppy Seconds with Big Dipper and Meatball. Hi, Dip.
I'll tell
How
you
are
one thing you're not doing, paying your internet bill. You can't hear me. You just fell out of sync.
Did I?
Now you're back, but you're very lagged. I think your cat is out there, like, just pulling at your internet
if anyone
wires.
can tell, no one's watching, but I have underboob sweat because my cat jumped out of a window this morning, and I had to find her.
Because she was like,
good.
You know what's better than living here? Death!
The outside world! Death!
You're fully frozen. You're switching. Okay,
Oh,
Meatball
no.
is switching to the 5G, which always causes the tiniest bit of lag, and now you're back.
I'm black.
Wait, are you a holiday person?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, me neither. Isn't it? Don't you find it wild that people are like, I love celebrating Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas I get because it's like a time for family. Halloween,
No,
I
Christmas
don't.
you get because of the gifts. That's why
I
you
like
like it.
I like
Mhm.
things, but I don't get Halloween because I don't understand decorating for one night to then take it all down.
Yeah. Lauren, a friend of ours who was on the podcast, Lauren Lafkas, has, I saw it through her window the other day, a Halloween tree, which is a Christmas
I've heard
tree,
about this.
but it's orange. And I told her it was wrong and that she should take it down, and it offended me as a Jewish person.
When you were a kid, did you ever have a friend whose mom had like holiday trees all year long?
Yeah. I grew up in the suburbs, and I had a lot of white friends.
She's just living that fantasy. She's just having that for herself.
People do. I mean, I feel like it's like you either like celebrating things or you don't, and I'm definitely a don't person.
Well, are you a holiday person? Are you a Hanukkah person?
No.
I know you made latkes one time.
We do. I do holidays in my family, and we do all of that because it's an excuse to like get together. But I don't care. You know, when people are like, Labor Day's coming up, I'm like, when is that? Memorial Day's happening. I'm like, who invented that? You know, Tax Day is coming.
Not for some people. Listen, I'm not going to pay my taxes this year. And with that, we're going to go to a break.
We'll be right back and not pay our taxes.
This episode is sponsored by BlueChew.
People with penises. Do you remember the days when you were always ready to go? You know what I mean? Alert.
Like for sex with erections and whatnot?
That's what I'm talking about. I used to play with my erector set all the time. Yeah. So, okay, we're gonna talk about some.
We're gonna talk about sex,
anatomy, and sexuality.
And listen, sex is awesome, and not only is it pleasurable, but it's a great way to relieve stress and anxiety in these uncertain times.
Well, unless you have performance anxiety.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why it's the perfect time to talk about BlueChew.com. That's blue like the color blue.
BLUE, blue.
And chew like
Yeah. So BlueChew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis.
And I love something to chew.
You can take them anytime, day or night, even on a full stomach. And since they're chewable, they work up to twice as fast as a pill, so you can be ready whenever, wherever you want to get your dick wet.
BlueChew is the fast and easy way to enhance your performance. A perfect way to boost your confidence where it counts.
BlueChew is prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor's office or wait in line at the pharmacy, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package.
Yes, and they're made in the USA, and since BlueChew prepares and ships direct, they're cheaper than a pharmacy.
So listen, right now, I'm probably having less sex than I would normally due to world events, current events. And so for me, it's all about the quality, baby.
Ooh, yep. These little baddies got us all the way up and ready for some sex. I would highly recommend, and I will be back for more.
That's good. So right now we've got a special deal for our listeners. Visit BlueChew.com. Remember, BlueChew.com, and get your first shipment free when you use our special code SLOPPY. Just pay $5 shipping.
Wow, a whole shipment for free.
Well, just to pay the shipping, so yeah, for $5.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, again, that's BlueChew.com, promo code SLOPPY. Try it free.
Blue Chew is the better, cheaper, faster choice, and we thank them for sponsoring our podcast today.
Yeah, I'm hard as a rock.
If you're looking for ways to take care of yourself and your mental health this fall, why not try BetterHelp? The world is a stressful place, Diva.
Yes, and especially right now, I feel like a butterball of nerves. I need to talk it out.
Yeah, mostly you're just a butterball, but
Yeah,
now you're a butterball of
I was just
nerves.
fucking bad.
All right, well, BetterHelp connects you with professional counseling securely over the internet.
That's right. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist.
This isn't a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online, and you can start communicating in under 48 hours.
Yeah, and there is a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas.
So you can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor, and you'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions from home.
That's right. So you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable, germ-filled, dark, low-lit, windowless waiting room like you used to for old therapy.
But what about my Highlights magazine?
Were you going to a child therapist?
Yes.
Oh.
I likes to keep where I started. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if you need that.
Visit BetterHelp.com/sloppy. That's BetterHelp to join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of experienced professionals today.
That's right. So our listeners get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/sloppy. That's BetterHelp.com/sloppy for 10% off your first month.
Stay safe and healthy, everyone. I have to stop.
Okay, we are back, and I'm very excited about our guest for today. We teased this a little on the Tuesday episode, but I want to know things like, how many iPhones does she have because of all the videos she makes? Does she pay her taxes? What holidays does she celebrate or protest? What are things you want to know?
Was her show filmed in a garage, or where was that set? Where do you live? I am confused about your location at any time, at any given point. Let's bring on to the show Megan Stalter.
Hi, Megan.
Hello,
Hi,
Megan.
I was like, wait, should I comment? Should I start answering? I was wondering if I should start answering. I'm a holiday person. I'm in Ohio.
It's a quick fire challenge.
Yeah, I was like, wait, should I go? Should I jump in?
Well, first off, you go by both Meg and Megan, right?
Yeah, it's kind of just, you know what? For me,
It's
I
fluid.
shorten people's names. Yeah. So I'm a big, if, you know, my sister's Abby, I call her Ab. I mean, that's just me.
Ab Fab. Got it.
So I love Meg and Megan. Yeah, both are my names.
What a great way to
That's
like
so easy.
celebrate
I know some people are
yourself.
so like my boyfriend's name is Michael, and if I ever call him Mikey, he gets mad. And I'm like,
Really?
we're just playing games.
Yeah.
But I think I understand that because that's like a triggering thing for me.
Okay.
Because I mean,
If
we're gonna
someone calls
bleep.
you-
We're gonna bleep all this because it's a running joke on our show that we bleep our names all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But to me is really triggering. Except when I got older and started fucking dudes, older dudes would call me, and in
Oh,
like a
and that's like a-
sexual
okay.
scenario, I was
Yeah.
very into it. But
Yeah.
gives me like big guy, like hey big guy.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hate big guy.
But from the right circumstance, it could be, oh, okay.
Oh,
we're having
hey, big
Hey.
guy.
Hey,
We're
big
having
guy.
a good time.
My brother's Nick, and I call him Nicky, but I think I'm the only one that calls him that.
Yeah, but
See,
do
now
you
I'm
like
into that.
lift your voice and wink at him when you call him?
While
Hey, Nicky.
my brother and making out.
Yeah, very cool. So you are from Ohio, is that it then? Is that the
Oh,
one?
yeah. I was so confused confused. I thought you lived in LA. Like I was always like hoping to see a
I love
stand-up show
that.
with you.
Oh my
But
god.
so you are an East Coast diva.
I've just moved to Ohio back from New York, and I was only in New York for a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I really want to live in LA though. I know things are a little wild right now, but I would love to live there. I think it's beautiful. I've always loved LA.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
also feel like you're on the track,
Yeah, you
right?
are.
To just like come here and do a
I
TV
hope
show
so.
or something.
I
yeah.
hope
Well-
if anyone's listening, I'd like to be on television.
Yeah, that's who listens to our show. Big time agents.
We're trying to get me out there working. We're trying to get me out
Network
there.
execs. Yeah, very that.
Oh,
Wait,
I
so you
love
said
being in
you-
Ohio.
You only lived in New York for 1 year. So is that you moved back because of everything that's happening right now, I'm assuming? Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you go to New York? Was it comedy? Were you doing comedy in Ohio before you left?
So I moved to New York from Chicago. So I moved to Chicago to do comedy.
Oh!
Yeah, so I'm kind of a Chicago comic, really.
Yes!
Yeah, I love Chicago. It was the best.
And so we have a friend in common who, spoiler alert, I don't know how to say his last name, even though we're friends. Alex Grelly?
Oh my god, my favorite.
He
Yes,
says
you're
it
saying it
Grelly,
right.
not
Alex
Grell, right?
Grelly.
Yeah.
Am I saying it wrong? I'm like,
No.
I'm bad with last names. Oh my god, he's one of my favorite performers in the whole world.
Yeah, he's so amazing. If you haven't heard of Alex, he does amazing Shelley Duvall
He's
fantasy.
unreal, yes.
He's done like he like self-produced this incredible digital sort of like right at the height of everyone doing online and digital shows.
Yes.
He produced this thing with talent all over the I mean, it was really incredible.
He's
he is a
amazing.
very cool person to look out for in Chicago.
He's the best. I mean, the way he curates a show, I don't even use words like curate.
Ooh.
But the way he writes shows for spaces.
Yeah.
He's just amazing. He's so good. Yeah, I love him.
I met him sort of in that like salon-a-thon performance
Yeah.
art like stuff at the Hideout sort of scenario, and we knew
my
each other
favorite
for a
place.
while. And then he's like helped me on music videos and stuff like that. He's fantastic. Look at Meatball smiling, thinking they haven't talked about me. They haven't talked about me in 90 seconds.
Triggered. No, I just think
I
it's
love
so
that
interesting.
Just eat.
I think it's interesting when you talk about Chicago and things like Salon-a-thon and stuff like that, because it's stuff that like is so foreign to me, but anybody from Chicago knows exactly what you're talking about.
Well, it's a place for true artists and creatives. That's what Chicago
It is crazy. It is its own world. Like
really
it's like a
is.
comedy college or something. It's crazy.
Did you go to college?
I was in college for so long.
Oh,
I took so many different classes and have no degree. Like I had
Sickening.
everything. I would be in nursing classes and then be like, "What am I doing?" Halfway through class, like, "What the hell am I doing? I'm not a nurse." And I got everything I could get to get like a liberal arts something, and I didn't even like apply to graduate. I just moved to Chicago. I was like, I obviously only want to perform. Yeah.
Well, it's like
So were you
doing
performing
research
during that?
It was like I always I grew up loving to perform, and then after high school was like, oh, I have to be a nurse or a teacher.
Whoa.
It's like a nurse, a teacher. Oh my god, I was gonna be a missionary. Like I was
Yeah!
trying.
Where were you gonna go?
I spent like 6 months in Peru, like with like being a missionary. I mean, I tried everything, but was like, no, I literally will only be happy if I'm performing, and then was like, let myself do it. And performed a little bit there before moving, but was like, no, I'm
In
going to
Peru,
go
you
for it.
performed for the people that you were doing
We
missionary
performed a
work
lot
with?
of Christian sketches.
Oh my god!
There's a lot of Christian dances. I'm not a dancer. Like I'm not
a dancer.
You
I'm
are
a
not a
mover.
dancer, but you are
I'm
a
a
mover.
good mover.
I'm a mover. Fully had staph infection all over my body the whole entire trip, and no one took me to the hospital. No one cared. It was insane.
Where was God then?
I think he was going, you need to go back home. You need to go back home,
There is
honey.
a stage with your name on it.
You need to get out of here now.
And also,
Yeah.
for our listeners with a keen ear, you do hear that God has a slight twang when he speaks to Megan.
She
You know
does.
what? You need to go on back to the States and hop up on that
Honey,
stage
you
and
need
give the
to
people
get
what
out
they
of here
love
right now.
and what they deserve.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing here?
I mean,
You
it
need to
sounds like
leave.
you were doing some good, which is
Yeah.
nice.
My heart was in the right place.
My heart was in the right place. Because missionary, that's not just a position. That is like you're like helping communities.
Well, that's a lifestyle. Yeah.
And spreading the
That
word.
is a lifestyle where you're like, yeah, I'm just going to keep asking for money from the church and stay here and try to do good. I think in my heart, I was like, if I'm not going to do what I love doing, if that's not possible for me, I'm going to try to do something helpful. I'm going to try to be a nurse. I'm going to try to be a teacher. But then in reality, it's like, oh no, what you're good at, it does help people. You know what I mean? Not to get
Yeah.
cheesy, but like, that's what I'm meant to do. I passed out when my sister gave birth. So I can't be a nurse.
Can't
Could
be a nurse.
Wait, why didn't you think you could perform? You were
Yeah,
just
what
like,
made
it's
you
not
wanna-
viable.
So I didn't realize, like, I just thought that to perform after high school would be like moving to LA, having enough money to live there, and going on auditions. Like, I didn't know it could be like you're making your own stuff and you're doing stand up and you're living in Chicago for like $450 a month. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I just was so like, oh, it's not possible. I don't come from money. Like, I can't. And then when I got a little older, was like, let me just do it because I'm not happy and I'm just gonna try. Yeah.
That's so interesting because growing up in Chicago, for me, all I saw was people doing it, but not making money doing it. And so
Yeah.
to me, it was always like, oh, you can be a creative, you can perform, you can, make theater, you can do anything you want, but you just have to make sure you have some other job. So it wasn't
Yeah.
like it wasn't possible, but it was literally just like, oh, you'll never be successful at it, but you'll always have the opportunity to do it, which I think is such an interesting sort of way to
So
approach
interesting,
making art.
yeah. No, when I was in Chicago, I was fully nannying like 50 hours a week.
Yeah.
But I loved it. But I also like didn't know that could even be a job because in Ohio you can't make money from nannying, you know?
Right.
Right.
What neighborhood would you walk around that stroller with?
Oh my God. Bucktown?
Bucktown has a lot of
Yeah.
nannies.
Yeah, for like 5 years I nannied for the same family. They're like my kids. I'm in love with
Whoa.
them. Yeah. I love
I
it was
did
really
some
hard.
nannying work too in Chicago.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah?
I took
No.
care of a lot of grown child men in Boys Town while I'm in drag. I'm directing them around the bar, telling them where
No.
the snacks are.
I was like,
You
oh.
nannied their unborn children. You were babysitting them in your
I was
butthole.
taking their, yeah, I had their cummies right up in my sweet little hole.
I was getting ready to be like, what parks did you go to? Maybe I ran into you. Oh
No,
my
but I was a
God.
nanny. I was a nanny in LA, and I do think it is one of the hardest jobs, but it is the most fun because you just kind of get to do whatever, but you do
Yeah.
have to take like a little annoying thing around with you. Sometimes annoying, sometimes they're fun. No offense to your children, Will.
Oh my
No,
God.
yeah.
So
Producer Will has children.
yeah, well, one in the oven and one in preschool.
Oh my God, congratulations. I tried to get a
right.
nanny job out of it. I'm like, do you need someone to watch? Oh my God, my agent, when she reached out to me, I tried to nanny her kids. Like I wasn't in the position of being like, oh, she loves my stuff. Like she messaged me on Instagram and I go, I see you have cute kids. She's like, let's have a meeting. Like, who are you rep by? And I'm just like, oh my God, your kids are cute. I was like desperate for money in New York at first, like when you first moved there and
Yeah.
you're like, I don't have a job. So I was like, I'll love to meet, but like, do you need a nanny? She completely ignored that.
Trying to get you a real
Yeah.
job.
Real job, and you're like, let me get them kids.
I'm like,
She's
I'm in this
"My
for the long
job-
haul.
My job is to get you jobs. Yeah, exactly.
I was at a birthday party for a very rich, famous person hosting some room. And when the people would come in, they would talk about their kids. And I was like, well, outside of this, I'm a nanny. And I was like in full drag, like drinking, drunk, breathing on them, being like, listen, if you want me to watch your kids, I'll fucking do it. Like, I'm so good at it. Listen, no takers. No takers.
No takers.
Nope. Not a one.
Oh
Why
my
not?
God, I love that.
And didn't want you to watch their kids.
No, neither did Jump Off Mama.
All right.
And he sang Africa from Toto 3 times in my karaoke room in a row. Why? I don't know.
That's fun. That's who I want to watch my kids. I don't want someone being boring watching my kids. I don't
I
have kids.
know.
I'm acting like I have kids. I don't have kids.
You're like, Kara, shut the TV off. Mommy's recording.
Oh my god.
Well, I just thought it was funny. When I'm a big fan of you, and I've been watching your Twitter videos for a long time, and I liked watching the show, the Megan Stalter show, which I think is hilarious.
Oh my gosh,
it's
thank
so
you.
wild. But why, when I go on Wikipedia to look you up, it calls you the front-facing camera comedian? Like you are the pioneer
Oh my
of front-facing
God.
camera comedy.
Does it
What does
say
that mean
that?
to you? Yes, it does. It's the
Get
first
that
word.
off.
The pioneer, honey.
Well,
I'm
let's
not.
just say this. Any of us on this call could just hop on there and get that off, right?
Oh,
Isn't
I
that
think
the
we
idea
How
with
does it work?
Wikipedia?
How does it work? Wikipedia. Anyone can write anything?
Yeah,
I
I think you
do
have
they
to be like
fact check it?
approved. I think it is fact checked. I
Whoever's
don't know.
running mine is not fact checking. Because yeah,
So
that-
you looked down at your phone one day and you were like,
Wait,
there's a
this front
camera
one.
here. I guess
does
I'll
that
be a
mean?
star.
I don't even think when people even say that, I would think I have a different vision in my mind of what that would mean. I don't think I do front facing camera videos. Do I?
No, I don't
I
think
think
you
they're
do.
more sketch character stuff. Like front facing, I picture you in your house and you're like, this is, I don't know.
It's just like I was at Walmart and this funny thing happened. The end.
Yeah.
But you play like a full character. So I
That's
guess
what I
that
think.
answers the question of what front-facing comedy is.
Right.
I think it's like a front
it's like
facing, you're doing a
Vine.
character, no background, no makeup or costume. Maybe I'm wrong though.
I feel
But
like
you do.
I agree
mean,
with
you do talk to your cell phone and publish it
Yeah.
on Twitter a lot.
So I
But
did.
it's always a character. It's not you trying to
Mm.
like tell a joke.
I
it's
did
like-
a video yesterday I would consider probably a front facing where it was like me pretending like I was mad at a Starbucks worker and I was in my car. That's probably
Yes.
front facing, right? But
Yeah.
then like my Planet Earth video where I'm like in the garden with my bra on, I'd picture that not being front facing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Right.
correct.
Or like you also recently posted a real estate commercial, which
Oh.
shout out
Okay.
to your Ohio hustle. It seems like you have a whole new income stream out there.
It's fun moving around and having a different set, you like different sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Different
just
set
different,
someone's house.
Different unfinished homes. Were you just walking into houses?
Well, I was like, okay, I asked my brother helps me film a lot and he's so good and he like truly will get a better vision than even me. And I'll have to argue like, okay, I'm kind of like came up with an idea. Let's film it like this. And then his idea is always better. But he was like, when I asked him to do like film me around our house, he was like, I know this. He goes, I know a place where there's all these these homes that no one lives in, and there's for sale signs. And he drives me this one building that has a for sale sign. I'm like, this is not what you meant. You are driving me to like an area. We are driving today and finding a place where there's like a home being built.
Yeah.
And we just drove around and found it. But like he
That's
promised
so
me that.
funny.
He
And
said
he
he
didn't
knew where there
follow
was a place
through.
and then didn't deliver.
So how soon do you get an idea and then like execute it? Is it like 2 or 3 days between it, or do you take a long time to come up with these?
I have a
Because you're
hard
churning
time.
them out so quickly.
Thank you for saying that. Because I really try. I feel like I try to keep it up. Like I feel nervous if I don't. It's my own thing. Like if a couple days goes by and I don't have something, I feel like okay, I have to make something. You know. I feel like I have a hard time waiting. Like if I get an idea, I have a hard time not doing it that day and posting it that day.
Wow.
Like that real estate one, I wrote it and filmed it that day and I think only posted it the next day because I was having trouble on iMovie.
Nice.
Oh, she'll
Well,
fight you.
Meatball and I talk about this a lot because he'll sort of mention an idea and I'll say like, oh, we should do that. Or like, we talked about this a long time ago. We were talking about someone wrote in about being monogamous or not monogamous in a relationship.
Mm.
And we sort of jokingly started singing that Muppet song, Mana. And we on the podcast, we were like, we should make this a parody song.
Mhm.
So then I literally 2 days later, I had
This
written
seems
it
like
down.
you're setting up an attack
I wrote the whole parody
in
of the
front
song,
of Megan.
and then I sent it to Meatball, and I was like, "Let me know when you want to record this." And it's
Yeah.
like nothing. It's like so
Look at
very
that
much like you're saying in the moment. Like if he doesn't do it in the exact moment, he thinks the
okay.
idea is bad. Whereas I'll make something with my music videos. We also talk
Yeah.
about this all the time. The one I'm about to release in October, we shot it in February, and I wrote the song probably 18 months ago.
See,
It just, like,
I love that
takes
planning.
long.
Yeah. No, like Alex Gorelli has an
Yes.
amazing like dedication to planning things out and to styling things. And I kind of wish that I did, instead of like drive myself insane thinking about something until I can make it and put it out. It's almost, you know what I mean? Like I have something inside of me that's like, I won't be able to do anything else unless I make it right now.
Yeah.
And post it. And I don't know what that is, but I kind of wish I would plan things out and like I feel like really envious of that, because then it's even better. You get to plan it out and really take your time.
But it's also like, you know, it's like, not to quote Miley Cyrus, but you can find the best in both worlds. You know what I mean? Like,
I thought you were going to say it's the climb.
Oh my God,
I feel like they both apply.
No, because I can
really
imagine you making a TV show at some point and like partnering with someone who has like a really intense sort of planning and execution vision, and you're able to throw ideas out, and then that combination would like make
That's
something
like the
really
dream.
fantastic.
That is the dream, to have like a producer that can like read your mind and have it all going.
Yeah.
But you kind of had your own show with the Megan Stalter show, and I've mentioned it a couple times.
You did.
You fully did.
It was named after her.
It was named after you. What was that like, and how did that all come to be? Because it looks so cool.
Oh my God. Thank you for saying that. So nice. I had so much fun making it. It was truly a dream. That show we made in Chicago, and it's all Chicago people. And it's, so there's this guy, and Nick Moore, he's amazing. And he did the show with me. And it started just him being like, we're kind of friends. And he was like, I really want to make something with you. And I was like, it took a little while. And I was like, I really want to do like a talk show that's from hell. And then we actually did. I think that is the project that we kind of waited and planned out a little more. Right. It's funny because we talked about making it for so long, but then the actual writing, I had to wait till like a week before to write it. Because there's something about really wanting to make it that I get too excited if I'm writing it, and I want to wait till the last minute. And when it's a real show, I won't be able to do that. Like when I write a real show, you know, you have to plan it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if I always, my best work is always when I like wait till the week before.
Yeah.
It truly
I
is.
like that pressure. There's something about it where it's all I'm thinking about. I don't know why. It's hard for me to write something and be like, we get to film this in 3 months. I just have never done that.
Well, because in that 3 months, all I'm thinking is like, oh, I should change this. I want to change this. It would be better if this happened. And it's too late. They've already made all the plans.
Totally. Literally, anytime I want to pitch something, I'll message my manager like, I have an idea for a show. I write the whole like treatment in 2 days, and she's like, okay, let's like go back. You know what I mean? Like it's so like I get too excited about something.
Well, it is so wild because even, you know, in the handful of like sort of industry chats or whatever, like, I mean, I don't even know about that other thing. Remember, Meatball, when we took you in and got you signed up for that thing? It's
I was going to have my own fucking show. I don't even know if that's happening anymore.
Right, and then they put you on hold for like a year, and they're like, we're pitching it. And you're like, oh my God.
I was like, all right, well, I have had like 3 other pitches happen in that time period.
And you can just like pull your cell phone out and do it. You know, there's something so powerful about being an independent creator.
I think that's what made me, after high school, be like, well, I can't see myself going to LA and waiting on auditions. But when I realized we can make our own stuff, it was like, oh, that's done. I'm only going to do that for the rest of my life.
It was over for you,
honey. It's done.
Okay, so
I don't have to be in nurse school.
You recently got some really awesome press where Variety, are they called Variety Magazine? Variety.
Oh
Variety.
I think you could throw the magazine, but I think maybe it's without, right?
I think it's just Variety, honey.
Okay.
Do they even print real magazines anymore?
I'm like, Variety Magazine. It sounds...
that sounds
oh my
too
God.
old.
We have to cut the part out where I don't know what it is. Variety Magazine.
Named you. Variety e-blog named you one of the top 10 comedians to watch in 2020, correct?
Yes. That was really nice.
That's incredible.
I was really, wow. It was really nice of them to do that. No, I'm really excited.
How did you feel? How did it happen? What happened? Did you know it was happening before it was published?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They tell you that and you're just like, wait, what? And then like, I feel like a lot has happened in quarantine, which has been really strange because it's like you're excited, but also you're like dealing with all this hell. And so, you know what I mean? It's really, I feel like I got a lot of press during quarantine because I had to make stuff to feel not depressed and, you know, and I feel like it's just as much for me as other people because everyone's like, corn queen. You know, like,
Oh, yeah.
she's the quarantine queen. It's like, I'm trying to survive over here, but I am really happy that people are, liking it.
It just makes me think like, yeah, I was like fighting off a psychotic break, and somehow I got a lot of press for it.
Literally, like, truly, that's what it feels like. But I also feel really, I don't know if y'all feel this, but I feel like followers and like people watching this stuff has been so much more personal, or like I've gotten like personal messages feeling like, okay, like this is kind of this has helped me, but like I feel like really close to the people that are watching it more so than before quarantine.
Yeah, I feel the same way when I get messages like that because I'm like, yeah, I'm going through something and I know what I'm putting out is a little bit weird, but like
Yeah.
for you to be following me and still taking this ride with me is like
Yeah.
really nice. It feels like we're together on it.
Yeah, totally. Totally. It's like we're all going through the same thing. When does that ever happen? Like it sucks, but yeah, Variety named me.
Yes, she's number
No, but I mean, like, I am
one,
excited
baby.
about it. Don't think I'm like, take me off. No, I'm thrilled
No, but it's
about
also
it.
like you're like, we're all going through the same thing. We all got named one of the
We
top
all
10.
are number one on the top 10 list.
I feel really lucky. It's really funny because in Chicago, like, but it's just so hard to get any sort of press or anything, or like people watching you, or I didn't know how to get an agent or a manager or anything. Like I just started putting that show online.
Do you find that there's like and we're going to take a break after this, but do you find that there's like a snowball effect when the press stuff hits? Because for instance, like I first heard about you from Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang, who would like casually mention you on their podcast. And they would be like, oh my God, Meg Stalter. Oh my God, her videos. Oh my God. And I was like, let me see who this person is. And so I like looked you up. Then I started following you. And then I was like, oh, she's so funny. And I watched your show. And then all of a sudden it felt like this barrage of press. And obviously, people talk about it all the time. Like there's some sort of cosmic moment when like things line up and everyone goes like, oh, let's look at her. Like how she, and then it's up to you to seize that moment or not.
Yeah.
But especially like in this weird time, you were alluding to it, but like, does it feel like a snowball on top of a quarantine on top of a pandemic?
Yeah, totally. No, yeah. I feel like right before I moved to New York too, like there was tons of the reason I had such a good time there was because the New York comedians were talking about me and sharing my stuff. And then when I got there, then people wanted me on their shows, which is usually is really hard. I mean, just months before I was putting up shows in Chicago, begging people to come. And then since like some comedians are sharing your stuff, then the managers are watching because they watch who they're representing, who they're talking about. And yeah, it's just like totally snowballed. And then during quarantine, like I was like, I'm going to make as much stuff as possible so I feel good. And I think, I think it totally is just a snowball effect. And then the quarantine.
That's so wild. And I also think it's wild because we think about like the hub of entertainment being in New York and LA. And like, you're like, well, here I am in Ohio and what's up now? I'm doing my podcast. I'm making my videos. I'm entertaining people on the internet. And like, I'm in Ohio.
Right. Variety was like, so where are you? Like every interview is like, you're in Ohio for how long? And I'm like, as long as if someone wants to get me work in LA, I'll go. But I'm here right now.
You're like, I'm in the Hollywood Hills. No, I'm in Ohio.
Do you feel like rules change like now that everyone's everywhere? Like, do you feel like, or you know what I mean? I feel like you could live anywhere right now and
absolutely.
just fly and go to work
it
and come
doesn't
back.
matter.
Yeah.
Because you have to be
wild.
quarantined for so long to do anything now.
Yeah.
And they're paying like for girls to sit in a hotel for 2 weeks before they go on a tour. And I was like, to sit in a hotel, I'll do that. I'll order room service. I'll run up your tab.
I love being in a hotel.
There are drag queens who are being brought to the UK and shit to tour, and they literally have to stay for 2 weeks just sitting there.
Totally. It's
so wild.
So wild.
Yeah, and fucking Tyler Perry opened that amazing huge studio in Georgia, and Netflix opened their studio in Albuquerque. It's like I think people are really spreading things around because you don't have to be on the coast.
Oh my God, totally. And I've always been like, why do we all have to be in LA or New York? Like, it's so expensive.
Because it's fun, Megan.
Because it's
so
great.
expensive.
Fun.
It's so expensive, but it's worth it.
I do really want to live in LA. I just feel like it's so glam. Everything's gorgeous there. I've always had a great time. I actually didn't want to move to New York and was scared. But then,
really?
Yeah, I was so scared.
I love New York.
But once I got there, I loved it. Loved it. You moved back to New York.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so fun.
Oh, when there's shows every night, oh my God.
Yes, and then show hopping, just like getting on the train and running to Brooklyn and then getting back. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
It was the best time of my life, truly. Like once I moved there, like my first trip there was so stressful. And then when I moved there, I was like, this is out of a movie. I love it.
Yeah. Do you know when I first went to New York, it took me a week to figure out which way to turn out of my apartment to like go the right direction.
Yes.
Like I could never remember. And I was like, well, it's a grid. I'll get there eventually.
Oh, I love that.
I'm so dumb.
It's hard to get around.
Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Ooh, ah. Breaking up with your old wireless provider just got a whole lot easier thanks to Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is introducing their unlimited data plan for just $30 a month. Let that sink in. An unlimited plan for $30? How much is your soon-to-be ex-wireless provider charging you?
All right, so for many people that hate their phone bill and are ready to just cut ties with Big Wireless, Mint Mobile offers their premium unlimited plan for just $30 a month.
By going online only and eliminating the traditional cost of a retail store, Mint Mobile passes significant savings on to you.
That's right. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network.
Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts.
And if you're not 100% satisfied, Mint Mobile has you covered with their 7-day money-back guarantee.
So break up with Big Wireless and switch to Mint Mobile's premium unlimited data plan for only $30 a month.
All right, so here it is. To get your unlimited wireless plan for just $30 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/sloppy. That's mintmobile.com/sloppy. Cut your unlimited wireless bill to $30 a month at
mintmobile.com/sloppy.
Okay, we are back with Marguerite. Is Megan the full name?
Yes.
Is there a longer name for Megan?
Well, I have a middle name.
Ooh.
And
Marie. It's very like classic middle name, Megan Marie.
Megan Marie?
Yeah.
Megan
That's
Marie.
good.
Do you like it, or are you like, oh, everyone has that middle name?
No, I like the two M's. Megan Marie.
What's Meghan Markle's middle name? Are triple same name as her? No, I'm just kidding.
Megan, I bet she has Marie as her. I could see her having
Megan
Marie
Markle.
Yeah,
I have a
she's
question. You were in New York for only 1 year. Did you ever see a Broadway play called Wicked?
No, I wish I saw any Broadway plays.
You didn't see anything?
I was so busy trying to like just I would take all day to get into a general meeting. It was so hard to get around, but I loved it. I loved being there and like doing shows. I wish I would have saw Wicked.
Have you ever heard the music from it?
Oh yeah, I love the music.
Oh, good. I was just double checking.
If you were to play a character in Wicked, what character would it be and why?
So I've never seen the actual musical, but have heard the songs. Not all of them. I feel like the Green Witch probably has better songs, right? The Green Witch. I don't even know their names.
Her name's Elphaba, but
Elphaba,
it's fine.
okay.
You can have that.
I feel like
Listen,
the
I was
Green
going to say the Green Witch too because I was like, that's the most makeup, and you love makeup.
I love
Yes.
I love
And
a strong
your
makeup
sister
look.
loves to make fun of your strong makeup looks. So how was that?
She literally just got me to buy expensive eyeliner, and guess what? Loved it, but then the little brushes wore out in a week.
Uh,
You know, like the dip ones, like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
because usually I buy Elf and it lasts for forever. Forever,
mhm.
it's $3, and then she got me to buy a $15 one. I was like, this is so expensive. I'm always gonna be like that. I'm always gonna be like, makeup should be free, and it's so expensive. I buy the cheapest stuff, and she's like, oh my god, what are you doing? And it wore out though in a week, like the little beautiful brush.
So would
That's
you
so
say
shitty.
your go-to makeup
Is a big wing.
item is eyeliner?
It's eyeliner, and I someone commented on a video the other day, do you even own mascara? And I was like, in my brain, I'm like, no one noticed I'm not wearing mascara. Or people will be like, oh my God, the eyeliner's, either they'll be like, I love the eyeliner look signature, or they'll be like, I love how funny her eyeliner looks. Like, is this a part of the character? Yeah. And I'm like, I thought it looked good. I mean, some videos it's bad, but usually it's good, I thought.
Do you know that Meatball has a makeup palette?
I do. I have an eyeshadow palette.
Are you
and
serious?
I'm coming out with an. I'll send you some.
I would do anything. And
We're gonna have to
I need
bleep
to get
that, William.
what kind of eyeshadow is it?
It's.
You have one? You have one by
It's
you?
a rainbow. Yeah, I do have one
Oh
right
my
over
God,
here.
I'm
Hold on.
obsessed.
It's
See,
a
I love
gag.
makeup. I just never buy. I never know what to buy.
My pitch for you, and get your agents and your managers on the phone. You need to transition
Yes.
one part of your lane of what you do as a creative into doing some like makeup beauty interaction.
I would do any.
Look at
This is
this.
it.
Oh my
It's a full
God.
rainbow. And then these
I have to get
5 are
that.
cute, like really cute glitters. I'll send you. We'll get your address after this. I'll send you one, and I'll send you the new stuff.
Well, because my favorite thing ever is a very like bold eye color. Besides the eyeliner is the eye color.
It's
Oh my
the
God.
shadows. It's
Yeah.
the shadows, honey. So where do you draw your inspiration from?
I don't even say shadows. The eye color.
The color
I
that
like
you
the
put
color.
up here, that you rub on top.
I'm like
That's
a kid.
what I like.
Where do you get your like inspiration from, or is it just like a look that you were like, this is me?
So, you like comedy wise or looks wise?
The makeup wise.
The makeup wise. Okay, you're like, yeah, we're talking about makeup. So I feel like it's evolved a little bit. But when I do my makeup and hair, I try to go for, I don't even know if this is coming across, but I love like a vintagey sort of 70s like baby blue eyeshadow, bold liner. Is that coming across? I've been doing
No,
the
it
middle
comes
part
across
now.
because I was gonna ask.
Okay.
I was gonna be like, because the light blue garage doors are my favorite on you.
Yes,
which
that's my
is-
favorite.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then you do a solid wing. I love the look. It is
Thank
very vintage
you.
inspired, and everyone knows I love a little vintage diva.
Yeah, look at your
that's
wallpaper.
what I'd love to look like. I was from the 70s all the time, but like with Dolly Parton makeup.
Yeah,
You know?
Very that.
Yeah.
Very that.
But where do you get your comedy inspiration from? Who are some of your
Oh, okay.
favorite
I see what you did
comedians?
there, Meatball.
Yeah,
You
I'm like,
turned it
I'm
around.
bringing it around, baby. Second half is on me.
Oh my God. I love any characters that feel like real. Like if you're watching them, you're like, are they serious? Like, John Early, Kate Berlant. Like
Mhm.
anytime they're doing something together and you're like, wait, if you've never seen them before, you're like, are they joking? Or
Right.
I think that definitely like Christopher Guest movies.
Did either of you recently watch that Amy Schumer sort of pregnancy documentary that she
Yeah.
had?
No.
Okay, so I had seen social media clips of John Early officiating Amy Schumer's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
But I had never sort of seen the full thing. And the amazing thing about how they cover it in the documentary is they show the wedding, and John Early is fully doing like a female character at the wedding. And he basically has a Karen wig and a blouse on and some pants and some slacks. And that's about
I
it.
love him.
It's
And
so
he's
good.
officiating the wedding in character, and they just say, they just title him as like John Early, comedian and friend. Like there's
They
no
don't
sort
talk
of like
about it, do they?
story beat where Amy's like, wouldn't it be hilarious if John did the wedding in character? Like they
I
don't even
love
mention
that.
it. It's so
It's
funny.
so funny. It's like romantic part of the documentary. They're like talking
Yeah,
about their
'cause-
wedding.
Yes, and they're talking about like how much they love one another, and then like her husband's like family speaks about how they're so happy that he found Amy, and like moments before, John is just like full character officiating a wedding.
looks so crazy. They never mention it.
Has anyone asked you to officiate their wedding?
Oh my God. I wish. I feel like jokingly, like over Cameo or something, but not for
Yeah.
real.
Meatball's done it in
Really? How
drag.
was it?
did. I mean, the experience of officiating their wedding, I had to write like everything, and I did not
That's a
know
lot of
them.
work.
Yeah, okay.
It was a lot of work, and it was also in the middle of Vegas, and I had to walk through a full-ass casino in high drag, and my bra
That's a
broke,
lot
and one
of
of my
work.
tits fell out. So it was a really interesting day for me.
I
And it
didn't
was
know
a
you had
wedding
to write
in
everything.
Yeah, you have to write all of it yourself. Well, I did. I mean, I'm sure that
I
there's
did
some
too.
like.
I
set
officiated my
forms or
friend's
whatever.
wedding, and I had to write.
So the
I
night
wrote it
before,
all out.
I went out with them, and I got the whole wedding party drunk and had them all tell me stories. So then the morning
Yes.
of the wedding, I was like writing it based on what I remembered from the night before.
Oh my God.
I slayed it. I
Yeah,
killed
that's
it.
an amazing idea. I feel like you did such a good job. I want you to officiate mine. I'm single, but
Ooh, baby.
I'm single, but I'll be calling you.
Yeah.
to do it.
It'll be a competition to see who has more eyeliner on the day of the wedding.
Very that. This is a perfect transition into our last segment, which is called Fuck
Fuck
Talk, in
Talk!
which we talk about fucking.
Oh my God, I love it. I'm a
Now-
virgin.
You were. I was going to
Well-
say you were a missionary, so I assume you are a virgin.
I was a late virgin though. I don't know if this is diving right in.
Yeah.
No,
Is it
duh.
too
go
much?
for it.
Okay, I think I was like 24
Oh yeah.
Oh,
because I was like waiting till marriage for so
right,
long.
because
Were you
of the
really?
church.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's just what you're taught. And in mission, there was they even do things like that really make you feel weird if you were to have sex. We'd have like these beautiful rose ceremonies. It sounds very cultish. And there was this night where we were like in missionary school. We would we had this beautiful romantic music, petals all over the floor, and they'd be like, "You're going to be devoting yourself to God," and like promising Him that you'd wait till your wedding day. And I'm like, God does not probably thinks this is gross. Like I still believe in God. I'm like, God probably was like, "What the hell is she doing?" Like it's so. So I was like 24, and it was like I moved to Chicago, and I was really horny, and was like out of my mom's home, and was like, yeah, I'm gonna start having sex now.
Yeah.
Dipper, how old were you? You were late too.
Yeah. I think. When do you graduate from college? 22,
22.
Okay.
right? Or 21. Whatever. I did it. I fucked my professor a week after we graduated.
Oh my God,
Whoa.
really?
You've never told a story.
I'm sure I have.
No,
Whoa,
I would remember.
that's hot.
Oh yeah, I was okay. I was
Story time.
I have to know every detail.
Okay, so I went to college for I'm trying to say this because it's like 2 Google clicks and then you absolutely know what professor I fucked. So there was a
Maybe
professor.
don't.
There was a professor that I interacted with in some way at my college. We had been in all of my interactions with him. We had been flirting.
During
in-
school.
During school,
Okay.
in a way that, like, for my birthday, he gave me a Kama Sutra book and nipple clamps.
Oh
Okay.
my
Okay.
God. Okay, so
First
this
of all,
was
that's
leading up to
beyond
the.
flirting.
Wrapped-
That's like we're dating.
Wrapped
Yeah.
in like a little fur pelt.
Oh my God, I love this.
That sounds like a murder kit.
How did it start though?
Yeah.
Like what was the
Well, so this is where like we were working on something that had like a lot of conversations about the Kama Sutra, and so in the like project there was like reference to the Kama Sutra, and so there was a lot of conversation about sex. And because we were like working on that project, we like it was really easy to talk about sex together, and then
Yeah.
he gave me this thing for my birthday. And so basically the week after we graduated, because I've also always been like a goody so the week after we
It's
graduated,
like out of a movie.
Yeah. This is too
I like
much.
called him up and I was like, I got this bottle of wine if you'd like to share it. And he was like, come out to my ranch. And so I like drove out to his ranch.
See,
And
this is.
we
See, all
poured the
gay sex
wine.
stories seem like a murder right up until the actual sex happens.
And we walk around his like, his like house or whatever, and he's like giving me a tour, and then he lights a fire, and we're like eating fucking apples and grapes and cheese and wine, like laying by the fire.
My God.
And then he said,
we
even if you scream, no one can hear you.
And then
Oh God.
and then we started kissing, and then eventually we fucked. And
Were you so nervous?
I had sort of planned on. Here's what he had made it clear to me that I could get it, and so that, to me, my nervousness has so much more to do with the fear of rejection or like misleading. But it was so clear that this was going to be a sexual experience that I wasn't that nervous. Like, I wasn't nervous to like put my dick in a butt. Like the actual act of it didn't feel.
It's
like,
the like, oh, who makes the first move? Like, is someone going to make a move? And yeah.
So I fucked him, but we didn't finish because I literally threw his back out and he had to stop because he was 56 at the time.
Oh my God.
And you were 23.
22 or 21, whenever that was.
Whoa.
So, Mag, thoughts?
I think that sounds so hot. I think that sounds so like, yeah, there's so many, I'm speechless. I think that's so cool.
Found out he was a horrible kisser, but I really didn't have a frame of reference. Like, I was like a full, like I had like kissed like 2 people before that, like from like a spin the bottle game type of shit. So we went all the way, and then I went back and I fucked him a second time, and then we also didn't finish that time for some reason. And I was like, do you ever want this nut or what? and then I like basically, from talking to other people, I basically found out later that I wasn't the first of my kind. And it just sort of made me be like, ew, gross. And I honestly felt good about getting it out of the way because it made me feel like I was in control.
Yeah, totally.
But
it's like you have a good hot first story. Like most people do not.
Thinking about the way he kissed right now, I'm like, I got the heebies.
What was it like it's big and wet and over your whole mouth? Or
the tongue lodging out like
when
that.
When they come at you with the mouth open and the tongue out, you know you in for danger, girl.
So Meg, what about your first time in Chicago?
My first sex was...
Yeah, your first sex.
You're like, are you sure you had sex? My first sex was with my worst ex. My worst ex. I was obsessed with him and in love with him, and we weren't even dating. He like broke up with me.
What?
And you weren't even dating.
He knew I was a virgin, and I've done a lot of other stuff until this point. So it's not like I didn't know. I knew, And it was his birthday. How gross is that?
What a dick!
And it just was so. I was so nervous, and not nervous to like if he wanted. He obviously wanted, but it was like just nervous about everything about it.
Oh, you had sex with him on his
birthday. Yeah. I will say, what I always say though is I did hook up with 2 of his ex-girlfriends after, like when I kind of realized I like girls. The first girl I ever was with, it was like his ex, because we became friends and he dated so many girls in comedy. It was bound to happen. Like it wasn't like I was searching for his ex-girlfriends, but it was just bound to happen. And I was so obsessed with him. It's so crazy looking back where you're like, we're so in love with someone, and then you're like, ugh, on his birthday, and it was like he didn't make me, he was fine, but I remember him saying like, well, this is weird, like because I was so nervous.
Oh.
And like we've been together before, so like, but not full sex. And I remember him being like, well, this is the weirdest sex. I'm like, okay, well, now I'm dead.
Yeah, now that's
just
all I'm
was
thinking
like,
about is you saying that.
I wasn't a wild sex cat yet. Like, I didn't know what to... I just kind of was, like, nervous. Like, and he was older. He was, like, 33 or something.
Wait, so I'm curious, because I fuck men. I've never fucked a woman before, and I don't have the experience, like, in general... Everyone says men are trash, men are trash.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like obviously a lot of gay men are trash, but I feel like that generally goes for like men who fuck women and then treat women like shit are trash. Do you are you sort of like fluid in who you date? Are you all over the place? And what is the difference between the men and women that you've interacted with?
Oh, that's such a good question. I would say I'm like I have dated mostly men, but just now the past year dating more women than men. And it's just because I was so used to knowing like when a man liked me, like it's so easy, like I was brought up feeling straight. Like I didn't realize I was so into women and non-binary people, and like I just like was so used to dating straight men, and they just it was so easy knowing if they liked you. But also dating women, I found it's so much easier to communicate, or at least the ones I've dated and the men I've dated, it's easier to like have check-in texts. Hey, like, oh, we're texting different now. Are we still on the same page? I feel like if I text some of the men I've dated that, they'd be like, oh my God, she wants to date me for real and doesn't want me to talk to anyone else.
Yeah, they'd be like, get away!
Yeah, like, get away from me. You want to marry me. Like, that's my experience with them. Like, oh my God, she wants to marry me. And I'm like, no, I'm just I'm texting other people too. I just want to know where we're at, Like, I feel like I feel like the women I've dated have been better at communicating than the men I've dated. But it doesn't go for all,
Right.
Yeah, that's what I feel like is a big difference.
I love that. That's such like a...
That's a good answer.
Well, yeah, and it's also something that you learn as you like explore. Like I fucking some of these 50-year-old men that I fuck around with, you're just like, so you literally will not respond to anything.
Listen, that's because they don't know how to text back. They're still on their fucking jitterbugs trying to clickety-click.
Literally, I get a message that's like, you hungry? Meaning, not let's go on a date. Like, meaning, come suck my dick. No. And you're like,
you should get there and be like, I'm ready for shrimp.
Be like, I brought
take me to the Red Lobster.
Bubba Gump shrimp to go. Did they do takeout at the Bubba Gump Shrimp Factory?
Probably.
Have you ever worked? Wait, okay, so we didn't. There are a couple questions that have been weighing on my mind. One,
yes.
Have you ever worked in retail?
What are you going for as what did you say, Meatball?
Have you ever worked in retail? How do you work with people?
Oh, have I ever worked in retail? I've worked at a dollar movie theater.
Oh.
I don't think that's really retail though.
No.
I've had really weird jobs. I never worked at like a store. I did like telemarketing when I was in high school. I worked at a movie theater. I did a lot of nannying. And I never worked at a store. But I think I'm good with
telemarketing.
It was I worked at like my ex-stepdad's telemarketing office.
Did you practice characters on the phone?
Yeah.
You know what? I had a gay boyfriend in high school, and we both worked there, and we had a bunch of games we would play on the phone and be like, if you say this word, you get like this amount of points. We definitely shouldn't have been working there. And I'd be like falling asleep on the phone.
I love that.
And I worked at a Panera Bread, but they never let me use the cash register. I only was able to pick up dishes, and that's like not a job there. So I don't know what they thought of me. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't train me on anything else, but I've never worked in like a store. But I think I'm a bad waitress. I'm a bad waitress. Yeah, I'm really bad. I worked at a Friendly's, and I everyone was mad at me because I would get so stressed. I remember a man flipping a plate and was like, what do I have to do to get a refill around here? And I was like, oh, I'll get you. I'm good with people, but I'm nervous. I'm bad.
You see him flip the plate and you beeline to make things better. You're like,
yes.
sir, what do you need?
I actually it's normal that he did that. And I'm just like, oh my God, did you have a Diet Coke? Let me get that for you, sir. Yeah. Did you guys work in retail?
I did a little. I used to work
You've never had a job. What do you mean?
I worked at J. Crew in Soho, honey.
Did you have to wear J. Crew all the time? Did they make you wear the clothes?
Yes, when I worked there, I had to dress in J. Crew. But the worst part was that I was still in like theater school, and I didn't want to dress like a J. Crew nerd, so I would always like have 3 bags with me because one would be like my work outfit, one would be like my school outfit, and one would be like the workout outfit. Such a mess. But everyone, like, eventually my teachers were like, you're not like the other kids. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, you come in here dressed too nice. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
so
I
had
think
to stop
that's such
wearing
a power
J. Crew.
move to dress nice.
Yeah.
I think it was making other people uncomfortable around.
Like, put some sweatpants on.
Yeah, they're like, come on, dress it down a little bit.
This is voice and movement. You don't need 2 polos on top of one another.
And I was like, listen, this is my comfort outfit. Pink and green polos.
I actually love the idea of bringing like dance clothes somewhere.
Just anywhere.
I love
What's in there? Oh, it's
like
my
I'm going
dance
to a dance
clothes.
class. I love the idea.
Yeah.
I'm not a dancer, but I love the idea of being like, oh, my warm up clothes.
That reminds me, my mom used to dress up in a full tennis outfit to drop me off at school to then just go back home to go to bed. Because she needed everyone else to see
I
her.
love that.
That
Thinking
sounds like
that she was on
depression
the way.
personified.
Oh,
No, that's a woman who's busy.
she
Oh.
she has an image to uphold too.
I've got
I
a
love
that.
nap to take.
She had a nap to
Yes.
take.
Oh my God. We've talked about my childhood jobs, right? I worked at an animal hospital. I worked at a Chinese restaurant in the kitchen.
Fun.
I used to teach art classes.
Oh my
I've had
God.
so many jobs. Yeah, I got my first job mowing lawns at
Any of those jobs, I'm like, can I get
9
one of
or
those
10
now?
years old.
Yeah.
The Chinese restaurant was great, except my boss was so shady because she paid me $5 an hour, and I only worked 3 hours a night. So I only made $15, and then I would be like, "Oh, I want to get sweet and sour chicken to go," and she was like, "Great, and your employee discount of 10%."
No.
So I would leave
Whoa.
there with I'd leave there with like dinner and $7.50.
Yeah, you were just eating there and hanging out.
Yes,
You were running errands.
completely. So
oh
crazy.
my God. Wow.
So the other big question I have, just a curiosity, a lot of your characters do have that Southern twang, and there's just something so fun about slipping into that. But I'm from the Midwest, and obviously, like, Ohio is a northern state.
Yeah.
Do you have like Southerners in your family
Yeah.
that you're emulating? Oh, okay.
Yeah, my aunts are Tennessee, Texas. My mom will literally get a Southern accent when she talks to them. Fully a Southern, because her whole life she moved back and forth from Tennessee to Ohio.
Yeah.
And so, like, I guess I'm just like, Mom, you're talking in a Southern accent just because you're talking to your sisters. You know, you
Right.
you're around some people, you start sounding like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My aunt has the strongest Southern accent. Yeah, she's so funny. She's a Megan Stalter character. Yeah, for real.
That is so funny.
So we've been
Yeah.
around that our whole lives. Yeah.
There's something like, it's so interesting because I find that like that twang always is like sort of like soothing. Like I'm always like, oh yes, but it's also like it's like taking a nap with one eye open when you hear that accent.
Yes.
Because often I feel like people with that accent are going to be the antithesis to like my
Yes.
political views and my like how I see the world.
Yeah.
And so anytime I hear someone being like sweet and Southern and hospitable, I'm always like, I want to go to you, but
Yeah.
also I'm like, I feel like you must think I am a heathen and the devil.
It's
Like
such
a Jewish
two-sided.
faggot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh
Yeah.
my God, totally.
I'm watching this show called The Great American Barbecue Off or something. It's on Netflix. And one of the hosts is this famous barbecue artist. She's a white lady, like 50 years old, or maybe 60. She's old. And she has a huge accent. And she's so nice, but I'm a little bit like, I know the first 3 people you sent home were black, and I know it's
Yes.
you choosing.
Yeah.
Is this lady a racist? Megan,
You're like,
answers.
when you go home, how many Confederate flags are hanging at
Exactly.
your
Oh,
house?
I'm
it's
just like,
so
what
crazy,
is
yeah.
happening? I don't know if she's... Anyway, interesting show.
And people talk about how racism isn't baked into the fabric of Americana.
It is
You know
so
what I mean?
yeah, like how could they be so sweet to everyone thinking, "Oh, we know how to treat people and we have manners," and then like, "Oh, okay,
Christian,
everything
a Christian
you believe."
household. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Literally just the other day I was like, "Oh, Aunt has oh my God, I just dropped her name."
Uh-oh.
She won't I don't know if she knows how to turn on podcast, but she I was like, "I love Aunt stories," and Nick was like, "She said some really weird stuff to me last time I saw her," and I was like, "Oh God, I didn't know that." Now I feel bad for saying it. Maybe we cut out her name.
Yeah, we
that's
will,
fine.
we will, we
We
will.
can, we can.
Not that she would, not that she follows everything I do, but still, it's
She
so funny.
DMs you on
She
Twitter.
might. Yeah.
Hey, I was listening to Sloppy Seconds, and
Are you from a family of performers, or is it like just you being you?
So they're my siblings are funnier than me, but they're not
Okay.
performers. So like
Yeah.
Nick has been
Good.
in a lot of stuff, and I think Nick can I feel like if he wants to, he could be a comedian and be in movies and everything. He's so funny. My dad's really creative. He's an artist, but not performers. They're all funny. They're just not performers. And
Interesting.
I think I'm creative like them, but in a different way. But God, Nick is such a good improviser, my brother. And my sister Abby. They're both so funny. Yeah. Not performers
So
though.
we should have booked them, or what?
I'm like, let's
Just
get 'em in.
kidding.
We always made movies growing up, but just like they never pursued it. Yeah. Yeah, we should get them on the podcast.
Wait, so we're gonna wrap up here, but you have a podcast on Forever Dog called Confronting Demons.
Oh yes, please
So
listen
why
to
don't
that.
tell people about your show.
Oh yeah. So please listen to Confronting Demons. Look at me, I'm so bad at plugging.
I'm like,
I
we're
think it
literally
comes out
doing
at-
like shared network sibling
I know. I'm like, oh
promo.
yeah. Me and Nick actually do that. So
Yeah.
and it's sort of a character fake confronting show. I'm kind of doing my like classic persona, and we have comedians on, and it's really fun. And it comes out Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Nice. And you can download that and
Yeah.
subscribe and do all the things that you do for a podcast.
Oh my god, they're
and
gonna be
if you
so
wanna-
mad at me. Like, why did you plug it like that? Plug it confidently, and yeah. Oh my
And if
god.
you want to see some really great front-facing and non-front-facing video content, you can follow Meg at Meg S. Stalter.
Yeah, on
Why is there a
Instagram
second S?
there's an extra S on Instagram, but on Twitter there's not. And I
what's
don't
that
know
about?
why. I
Why
don't
are
Wait, you can
acting
change.
like
You know you
didn't
can
set
change
it
it
up?
really
I
quick.
know. I don't know what. I have another Instagram account I don't know how to take down, and I don't even think it has the same name though, so I don't know why that's a part of it.
Girl, this is something
It's
your
insane.
agents can solve. Agents and management, send them a text.
Do you don't know how many times they've had to unlock me from getting locked out of my Instagram?
Ah!
So many times.
That is so funny.
Oh my god.
Funny.
Yeah, extra S on Instagram.
Oh my god. Yeah, we'll give Meg a follow. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for
Thank
coming,
you for having me. I had the best
Meg.
time.
Yes,
Thank
We're
you
so
so much.
happy to have you.
Thank you, Will.
Thanks for listening to Sloppy Seconds. You can follow us on Instagram at sloppypod or send us an email at sloppysecondspod@gmail.com. I think on Tuesday this will play a voicemail. So if you've got a voicemail, Meatball,
Call
where
us
can they call
and
in?
tell our fuck talk story, and we have a song now at 213-536-9180.
If you could only see Will's face because you are not in key at all.
213-536-9180. Good luck with that one, William. You can follow Big Dipper at Big Dipper Jelly and me at Spicy's Meatball on Instagram or Fat Drag Meatball on Twitter. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't ever miss an episode, which now come out every Tuesday and Friday. Doodle-a-doot-doot, forever dog.
Sloppy Seconds is produced by Forever Dog and MOGULS of Media.
Mom, hosted by Big Dipper and Meatball, mixed and mastered by William Pitts.
Executive produced by Will and Belli, Alaska Thunderfuck, Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey.
Our artwork is drawn by Christian Cimarroni.
And our theme song was written by Mike Malarkey.